You're listening to BLXCR Talk Show Radio, your community informative podcast.
Well, as you can hear behind me, the crowd is going wild. They're waiting on Brother Levon X to give his next report. The brother has been very informative, and everyone is so excited about his next form of information. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Levon X. Who's it? Your Levon X. Your Levon X. Who's it? Your Levon X.
Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, all praises due to Allah, the Lord of the world. We bear witness, there's no God but Allah and Muhammad's messenger. When we meet the mighty brothers of the Nation of Islam, Christianity, whatever you name it, we want to thank the brothers for being here. And welcome to our episode of Brother Levon S. reporting. In the names of peace and of paradise. Assalamu alaikum to my brothers.
Wow, alaikum salam.
Yes, sir. Well, as you can see, my brother's drinking some all the berries. He just shared with us that he got blueberry, blackberry, chuckberry. He got everything in there. So he's gonna be livid. So he's gonna be our energy because he's loaded up, and the brother's taking good care of his health. And then, of course, we got my brother T.E., aka Brother Thomas 6X in the house.
Yes, sir.
And then, we're waiting for Brother Michael, as soon as he get himself squared away, he'd be on. But this is going to be a great conversation. And as you know, plenty of my podcasts, we do things to be informative. And, it's important for Generation X to actually make sure they got their voices be heard in the times that we're in. So as Brother Michael get ready to chime in, what's going on with you, to Snake? Tell us anything positive going on, man, and what's happening with you on your end, brother?
Well. Let's see. Right now, we're getting geared up for my personal training. I don't know. I don't want to call it a class, but inspiration, personal training, inspiration, motivation. I got some tiers going together where I'm gonna offer different levels of physical training, physical, mental, and spiritual training. That the mental and spiritual part come automatically when you join my physical training piece. So, but we putting that together. I'm working on a book called entitled "The Gospel According to Thomas." But Thomas will appreciate that. Along with not the book, but also another music compilation. I'm 7 songs in. I thought I was 9 songs in to a 12-song track, but right. I'm taking 2 of the 9 that I did off, and I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 new flavors to it. So we that close to a new project, and we got a movie. Me and my brother Art, he's spoken word, and another hip hop pioneer from back in the day with that good old, that message we like to kick. But we have a movie that we produced, directed, and wrote together. That should be out by late fall, early winter. So we keeping it busy, bro. And I can say ... with some more stuff going. Right. But that's enough for now.
Listen, but let's get back to that health piece, man, because it's good to see that no matter your age, man, and as we get older, some of our brothers ain't making it past 60. You see what I'm saying? And it's beautiful that you start. So what made you decide that, hey, this training thing is something I want to take to the next level? Because training, which is my background as well, that's something you really love to do. So
exactly.
Why you got into it, brother?
Right, yes, sir. So my background goes, let's see, almost 3.5 decades for sure, as far as personal training goes. Excuse me. I got into it being physical training from my sports background, playing football and running track and basketball and those things. And I got into the weights to advance my skill level. It actually took my skill level took me to another level in my all of my active physical activities. So I realized the importance of being, a little extra physically strong and available, and I'm ready for the activity that I was getting involved in. So it was always a part of my background. So I never got away from being too far out of shape myself. And as I got to the age of 50, playing sports is continuing to play sports with my son and my little cousins and whatnot. That's when I first started getting injuries that required surgery. There he is. He's back. That
He's
required
back.
surgery, and so that got me back to actually being serious about being physically fit because it was good for my recovery as well. So when I saw what it was doing for me after 50, I thought it was a good idea to offer it to, and then I was sharing the different drinks like the one you just saw me drinking on the different social media platforms, and I was also sharing the 90-day blast that I was doing that I'm going to offer in that physical training period. I was putting myself through the 90-day blast, and I was sharing different things with different people, and they were asking me questions about my drinks and my personal training. So that's what made me say that I was going to go ahead and take it all the way to sharing it with others.
Well, just on that part before I move on to the other brothers, I walk and I do power runs myself just to keep myself in standards, what have you, man. And we definitely got to link up, brother, because there's some OGs that really be getting it in. I did an article not too long ago with a lady named by the name of Miss Carol. Miss Carol was 80 now. She can pass for good late 60s.
Yes,
she's
sir.
good. She's out there, and there's a lot of. I would never say, oh, I see a lot of people with seniority out there who are pushing it, power walking and getting it in and determination. And
yes, sir.
we're never too young, or too old to actually start doing a physical regimen. So
absolutely,
we got to definitely link up, brother, and then, do something where we can talk to the people and maybe we could do something where we can, make that something huge, man, because that's definitely something that's needed in our community. And, man, kudos to you, man.
Yes, sir.
We got brother Michael Chi-Town in the house. What's good, brother?
Oh man, living life, loving life. How you feeling, man?
Good, brother. Tell us what's new with you, black man. Tell us a little, what's happening with you, what's happening down in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Let's build, brother. What you got?
Oh man, we living life, loving life. We got Paradise Desserts still doing what we doing, and been talking to my drummer, man, the band about to start doing some more things too as well. And
y'all gotta call me.
Yeah, so we actually basically about to go to a new location with the business, and so that's pretty exciting, you know what I'm saying? And so
Yes, sir.
Other than that, man, just pushing the program, living life, loving life, building family, building community.
Yes, sir. But we're not gonna be modest because you know about your business, brother. Because one thing we want to do is promote now. For those who are listening or new to Brother Michael sells desserts or bakes dessert. He's also into culinary, what have you. I mean, we had two culinary brothers on here, but Brother Michael bakes pies. You name it, he does it. So push on that program, brother. Sell your product, brother. Tell them what you're doing, where they can find you if you want a good bean pie from you, black man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, as far as it started with the bean pie, of course, the original bean pie, and then we got innovative with the flavors: apple cream, strawberry cream, blueberry cream, all that kind of stuff. And also now we're doing cakes. We're doing specialty cakes. We're doing wedding cakes. I mean, our biggest cake was like a 5-tier cake. It had, 12-inch layers, 10-inch layers, 8-inch layers, 6-inch layers, 4-inch layers, you know what I'm saying? And so, but right now, Paradise Desserts on IG, Paradise Desserts LLC on IG or Facebook is where you can link, or you can call 773-678-3248. You know what I mean? We ship. You know what I mean? But if you want to see some pictures and all that kind of stuff to see what kind of thing we're doing, that's where you can go. And it's blowing up and catching on.
All right, that's right. Praise be to Allah. And then to our brother TE in the house. Hey, what's going on with you, black man?
Assalamu alaikum.
Islam. What's
Yes,
happening,
sir,
black
man.
man? What's new with you, brother?
Well, we still striving to, get business going and everything, with Rep My Kitchen, you know what I'm saying? It ain't full blown yet, as you know, it's still poetry in motion, so to speak.
Yes, sir.
It's a slow grind. Every now and then I got little things coming through, but the website is still kicking, people still coming on, you know what I'm saying, giving it a little input and everything. Repmykitchen.com LLC. it's a catering thing, but right now it's catering. But what I want to do, as I shared with Brother Vaughn, I want to get a food trailer. You know what I'm saying? Not the food trailer like you see downtown, a little small joint with wheels on it. You know, I want to get one of the ones that look like you can just hook it up to your truck and then set it down somewhere that look like a little walk-in restaurant. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been checking them out downtown, down North Carolina. They got them going for 14,000. Of course, you can get them customized, you know, so the price go up, whatever. You know, so depending on what you got in it. But basically, what it's going to be, I'm going to serve, you know, just serve a little basic menu. You know what I'm saying? When they come up in there, you got chicken, fish, you know what I'm saying, fries, you know what I'm saying, maybe a couple of juices or something like that. Not too many sodas. We're gonna try to give them the best food we can, you know what I'm saying? We ain't frying the fish and all that fat grease and stuff like that. We use vegetable oil, granola oil, something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm gonna keep the menu small until you know I get you know, good amount of people coming out, or you know, I'm servicing enough people before I try to expand anything. You know what I'm saying? I want to really get my foot grounded in the community, you know, and get everybody aware of that. And you know, we're gonna do it like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I do what I do. You know, I do what I do. You know, somebody, you know, they want meals or something like that. You know, I even do the cakes too, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if somebody want me to cook a dinner for them or something, I don't have no problem with going and laying it out, you know what I'm saying? And dropping it off to them or what have you. And then, you know, but it's like I say, it's a slow, you know, you just got to stay focused. I got to stay focused. Sometimes I get discouraged, but you know, I always got somebody, the brother Levon over there encouraging me, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because
sir.
he'll bear witness now. Hey, I get discouraged, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's been a long time coming, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I thank God a lot for the brother, you know what I'm saying? Because he really want to push the hammer on me to get me to do it, you know what I'm saying? Get me really doing it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was just doing it like a hobby at first, even though I was a chef on a boat, but Michael know that, you know what I'm saying? Bro, Michael missed out on. I think we could have did something big because right before he went up to Chicago, we had got a bakery going. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yes, sir.
Right
Yes,
before he went up to Chicago, and we was basing it around him too. You was the focus, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, you was the focus. Seriously, that's what we was trying to do. We was gonna get you to go in there and do the baking and stuff. Because I know, remember we had talked about it at one time. So the squad said, you know, hey, let's get some funds. That Savior's Day of Baloo. We cooked about 200 something pies. You know what I'm saying? And we
yes,
got you your recipe. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
thing happened, then we went and leased the building, you know what I'm saying? And we went from there, you know, it was making money, you know, like the first 28 days, I think it was, we made like $8,000 to the good, you know what I'm
yes,
saying? And
yes,
for, you
sir.
know, what happened, you know what I'm saying? But we was doing good. We just wanted to show, you know, show the brothers that, you know what I'm saying, we can trust one another, come together and pool our resources and do something, you know. It was a lesson,
Yes, sir.
right?
But to your point, Brother Thomas, I think that
Mhm.
um and it goes pretty much into what the cipher we're gonna break into today.
Mhm.
When we say things, I know you're not saying anything to be malicious, it's not attacking
Mhm.
towards what you're saying, but
Mhm.
trust is a universal thing. Because I'm around people who are in different businesses and stuff like that. And they may say the same thing you may say. It's hard to trust people in general.
Mhm.
Because we deal with each other only, we may
Mhm.
perceive that we're the only ones doing a particular thing. And I
Right.
think that when you start getting around people who are in the business field or who are doing things, you'll wind up realizing that it's a universal language. And one of the things I heard from the lecture today that I wanted to get into, and I want to get the feedback from all the brothers on here is come from Revelations 18:4. And it rung a bell on me when it spoke about it says God want us to come and separate ourselves from the system, the sinful system that we are in today, and you know, don't partake in her sins. And he wants us to separate. So when we talk about business, we talk about health, the things that we're doing, entrepreneurship, all these things are breaking ourselves away from a particular norm so we're not trapped into the 9 to 5, because today's market is changing. It's no longer a local thing. We have to stop thinking global, because now it's a global market. And even when we sell our products, like when Brother Michael and yourself are selling products, right now we can't think just the community, because right now the world has shifted so much since the pandemic. So I want to get your partake on it, and anybody can chime in, on the change of things, because we're going to talk about education and how we can help mold the next generation. Now, there's two folds on this question, brothers. Now, the new generation, of course, we're Gen X. We didn't deal with social media, and we didn't deal with computers. So the next generation might be a little ahead of us to some small degree, because everything's on cell phones, computers. But the moral compass is where it's missing at, because with everything that's new, there got to be some kind of guidelines. And as we can see as OGs, the moral compass ain't there. So with that being said, how do you see us helping take what we have, what we know and our experience, and help the next generation not partake in what Babylon's offering them? Anybody can take that question.
Well, if you hit it on the head, excuse me if anybody else wanted to go first, but yes, sir. But you hit it right on the head. Us being what you call us, generation what?
Gen X.
Okay, yeah, is NX? Okay, that's fine. Us being that, we got to take the lead. We got to be the example for them. I think you remember about a year or 2 years ago when I started, not just speaking about the Nation of Islam, but I started a class for the youth in culinary arts. What I'm saying, with Muhammad University in Mosque number 4, and I was teaching them, how to prepare themselves for the job market and be one step ahead by getting them involved in getting their food handlers card, because a lot of our youth, they go into the fast food. That's probably mainly one of their first jobs. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to give them. I taught a little class on safe serve. How to deal with food, how to handle food, how to prepare food, healthy food, as the brother was sharing. And I started teaching that class, and they was real receptive of it. You know what I'm saying? So when they got out of into the job market, they had a skill to offer, because in the restaurant business, everybody needs they would like to have a food manager or a person that's Surf Safe qualified, meaning they knew how to handle food, knew how to receive food, ship food, store food, right temperatures and things of that nature. And so they would have a heads up when going into the job market or the job field, if they going into the restaurant business or some type of food service business. That was the way I was starting to go about it. And with the brother, what I'm saying, I'm sure that he has something to offer. He's saying he's in fitness. He's saying he deal with health food, things of that nature. We teach him how to eat, what I'm saying, eat right, be healthy. And I think that'll help him out right there. I mean, that's how I was doing it, and I'm sure I can do a lot more with it, but that's how I was doing it. We just have to be that example for him, and give them all the experience and knowledge and wisdom that we have, that is positive and beneficial for them, and show them how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Give them the right way.
Yes, sir. Anybody else?
Slick, one of the things that I often find myself doing, because experience is the best teacher.
Right.
Doesn't necessarily have to be your experience, because if somebody teaches you, from their experience, then you don't have to go down certain roads that have already been traveled. You know what I'm saying? And so, with us, particularly being in the Nation of Islam, who teaches to do for self, who teaches that we need our own, who teaches separation. Separation is our greatest savior. You know what I'm saying? So we live and we learn, and we also have to be examples of if we're not, of course, totally separated, then we should definitely have a steal away process in place, and also teach the mindset to steal away. You know what I mean? And also show with your skill, with your talent, and with what you do that you can make it. You know what I'm saying? Without being attached to what they offer. Matter of fact, I was talking to a young brother yesterday, and and my question, because some of y'all remember the great Milton D. Muhammad, Allah rest his soul. He would come and teach. As long as you would sit there and listen, he would give you nuggets, right? And so I learned something from him. I just do it a different way. I ask questions. I asked the brother, I said, what you working on? That's my lead in question. What you working on? You know what I'm saying? And he was saying, I'm looking for a job, and that kind of disturbed me a little bit. But at the same time, I don't want to disturb him. So I'm hearing him out and gave some suggestions of certain things, right? And then before I allowed him to leave my presence, I asked him a question. Brother, what if no one ever gives you another job? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And I just left him with that to feed on. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be in these days a reality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to start not only just talking about doing for self, we have to show ourselves that I'll say he attempts not the uphill road. You know what I mean? What is the uphill road? The free way. You know what I'm saying? And the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad since day one has shown me that that's a reality. You know what I mean? And it's ups and downs, it's bumps. But if you stay the course, it's just, if you stay the course, then it's got to happen, or you're gonna put me in the ground before it don't.
Yes, sir. But to your point, brother Michael, and it's something I want to dive into, right? And choice of words, right? Now, a lot of times, and this is universal, that we say do for self. Now, of course, that's motivated because you could tell somebody, hey man, go out there and make it happen. Right.
Right,
But once again, there's always a blueprint in everything that we do, whether it be building a home, even creating life. There's a blueprint to everything. So we just don't, when we say do for self and looking at what's going on today, the skill set. Because in the beginning of the conversation, every man on here spoke about a skill set that they had in order for them to manifest, their reality as far as either being successful or working towards that goal. So
Right.
with that being said, that part of separation, could that possibly be that we have to continue to develop a skill set? Because you can't be a master of nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So what do you
Absolutely.
qualify for? And also, and you guys anybody can chime in on this, it's important for a man to have a purpose. A man without purpose is lost. So what do you say to that part? Because you got to have a purpose in order to hone into a skill. Because a man with no purpose, no faith, he just idle. And that's where the person looking for a job is only good for that because he don't see nothing else except for somebody may give him. So what do you feel about that?
Joel, I guess I'll chime in since I haven't.
Yes, sir. Hey, brother.
And and I like to listen. I like to listen before I start speaking. So I'm glad
Yes, sir.
Brother Thomas and Brother Michael had some things to say. I have recently understood how important spirituality is to a level where because I've always known how important it is, but within this last 6 months after I had this injury to my knee where I had to shut down and just really listen to Allah and how to move on my next move, because I was moving so fast I wasn't hearing him tell me how to move. You know what I'm saying? So let me shut this brother down real quick so I can so he can hear what I had to say. So along with everything that's being said right now, what I noticed, like, because my new direction, which has still been part of my direction the whole time as we started this conversation. So, personal training, positive lyrics, positive music, singing, being physical, all these things were things that were natural to me in the beginning, as I can remember growing up. So we get discouraged by those around us who should be giving us positive affirmations and positive insight on what we are already good at and what we aspire to do. But a lot of times, those who we see as our loved ones or our teachers or the ones that we look up to, they give us negative feedback on our natural skills that we feel like we couldn't accomplish in life. You know what I mean? So all the way fast forward to now, these hosting, I've been putting out there for hosting and emceeing, as far as some of the things that I offer for people. And then my personal training and those different levels and tiers of personal training. This is through 35 and 40 years of experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's something natural to me. And then knowing that I am a small microcosm of the bigger universe, like I'm plugged in like that. I am a part of that. So if I can clear out the negative thoughts, and these are the things that I'm talking to, and you gotta ease it in to where they are when you talk about spirituality with anybody, because some people call it, you say it's spookism and spook out and that say we endow the spirit to become gods. We're all gods, children of the Most High God, but most people don't believe that. And then the believers of Jesus, you see, I got to do the air quotes like this because everybody don't call him Jesus. They say that wasn't his real name because the J wasn't there back then. That's a whole nother story. But it's the Christ part of Jesus that we are supposed to be getting ourselves familiar with. He even said, don't be tripping off what I'm that's a new term. Don't be tripping. Marvel not at the things that I do. The greater things than these shall you do. But how many people believe? So let me bring it all back in because I could go on and on and on and on. So I try. I do my very best to make any of the younger generation that I come in contact with, make them aware of the God self that is a part of who they are. And really, when you really get down to it, it's the most important part of who you are. Your real you housed in a temporary house of flesh right now, right here. But you have the power to do anything that God has already put in you. You can turn that into your financial, your spiritual, your physical success on earth. But it all goes to your belief on that. And I'm putting all this in a nutshell. With this I could go on with this on my own for 2 hours or so. So I'm bringing it to a close. I always want to make sure that the spiritual essence and the natural abilities that God has given an individual that I come in contact with, I want them to be able to focus in and see what that is, and then we can move from there.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah.
If I can say, okay, so process. So naturally, once I got the recipe for the pie and started working with it, tweaking it, or what have you, it took me about 6 years to perfect it to the point where people going crazy. Okay. And so, but what I realized is that naturally it's in my blood, it's in my genes. Naturally, I'm a baker.
Exactly.
So, however, that with that, I have to be careful because now, so over time, and that's with the pie, first of all. So over time, we start moving into other areas of baking where I realized that now I have to study because this is an area, you know what I mean, that that I have to learn the science of baking, like with cakes and things of that nature. You can't just throw everything together and throw it in the oven. There's a science to it,
Yes, sir.
And so now going from just baking, hitting the street and selling, that's one thing. You know what I mean? And years after years of that, you know what I mean? And I'm going back to now in terms of being able to teach something that makes sense that somebody else can duplicate. So now, okay, now I'm in business. So we got to get the safe serve. We got to get the food manager's license. We got to get the EIN number. We got to get I got to do some research now. I got to go study. Okay, how do I do this? How do I do it? What kind of permits do I need to go and set up shop here? What kind of license do I need to go set up shop here? So now I'm learning the process now. So now we're in business marketing. What is that? Marketing. If you ain't marketing, you ain't in business. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to learn something about marketing. So I can tell somebody easily that, man, I can show how to make this $100 turn into $500. I can do that easily. I can show you that easily. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't show you how to set up systems, because see, that's where we are now. But I have to go learn how to set up systems so that now, because what I do now is 5 people's jobs. I do 5 different jobs in what I do. You know what I'm saying? So, but we have to, so that's how we can go now to the community with people who with those interests, like Brother Thomas was talking about, you teach them these culinary skills and things of that nature. So now you find people and if they have a love for it, and you can see that they have a love for it, now you can plug them into us. You know what I'm saying? While you're teaching them how this works and how that works, how you can flip dollars and things of that nature. Yeah, you flip dollars, but at the same time, you can set up systems to the point where you have people in place doing different things while you are focusing on growing your business and taking it to different phases and different levels.
Yes.
And those systems, bro, and those systems that you're talking about, those systems can be applied to all skill levels.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, but Joe, and this, and you guys to build on this because brother, the time is too slick. He said something beautiful, man, and I think a lot of people, as he stated, don't believe in that part of the scripture when he says we are all made out of the likeness of God. No, little g. And of course, from my understanding through our teachings, we are taught that that God, God is force and power. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you know that it's real. And the first lesson of law is motion. That's how you know something's existing, how life, is there. But also the key word that's floating around, brothers, and we can build on it, is systems. Brother Michael spoke on it. Everybody has spoke about systems. And God gave us systems, the solar system. Everything has a system. Nervous system, everything that we deal with is systems. So we're looking at the system today, right? And we spoke about the verse in reference to why God said it come out of her, because the system that they have is not in tune to what the universe, a just universe, has. And this is why we probably seeing so many people during this election time looking towards false items, you know what I'm saying, and making saviors out of people who have not even in tune to the system of righteousness because of what they're doing. And you can see how things are out of whack, and we're seeing the system going out and a new system coming in. So with that being said, brothers, your observation of the systems coming in, coming out, what have you, and talk about those skill sets. How can we start manifesting and showing people that the system of the old is not to be the system of the new?
work, you know, work.
Okay.
The work is the greatest remedy available for mental and physical affliction.
That's right, brother.
We have become a nation of talkers, you know, and it's prior to 1955, Brown versus Board of Education, you know, or in the 30s when the Elijah Muhammad began establishing the Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying? He was inviting us to work. You know what I'm saying? He was inviting us to application. You know what I'm saying? And it was, and through separation, through this, we're establishing our world, you know what I'm saying, within this nation, you know, and it was working. It's been working. And so, you know, the enemy of our eyes had to come up with a trick. You know what I'm saying? I heard Minister Don from Boston teach on political science. He said, if there's an opposing pole, you don't attack that pole. You set up a new pole and play the middle. So while the Honorable Elijah Muhammad building, do for self, separate. White man is the devil. Man, let's do for ourselves. And it's working. You see businesses, international trade, got ships, we got planes, we got all acres and acres, thousands of acres of land. It's working, you know, but it's work involved. So now I can't attack that because that got momentum and every knock is a boost. So every time I go at it, they get more and more and more and more followers, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to set up Martin King in the Big Six and I'm going to play the middle. Then I'm going to conjure up this BS integration move, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to pick some jokers up and make it look good. You got a nice house, you got a nice car, you making 6 figures, you got your GS this in the government, you got your that. But all you gotta do is come to the building and sit on your ass, and you ain't gotta do nothing, and you're gonna get all of this. So they made us lazy. Because I can go do that. Man, the hell with this religious stuff, man, where I got this boots on the ground, strap up and do some work. Hell no, I'm going over here with the white man and give me a nice, easy job so I can get me some easy money, so I can get me an easy house, an easy car, and it's gonna make me and my offspring lazy as hell. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
You're right, Ms. Zach, brother. So where do we find the balance at? Because you do have those who, okay, you need a steady income to maintain. There's nothing wrong with that. Because like I said, it's honorable for a man to work, period.
Absolutely.
And then a man to do nothing. Because like I said, you got a lot of people who are book smart, spiritual geniuses, but can't pay to buy a candy bar. And that's that you cannot be a man without a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong with that. But in the same token, where do we find that middle grasp at? Because the fear factor comes in. You know, you got people who have entrepreneur spirits and want to do those things and step out. But once again, that safety net and that fear, it's a natural fear. Because especially when you got a responsibility on your shoulders. You see what I'm saying? So anybody can take that. How do you find that middle ground? Yeah, bro, Thomas.
Well, first and foremost, you got to be spiritual, as the brother said, and everybody was talking, mentioning spirituality. So that with spirituality comes faith, right? You gotta be willing to jump out there on faith, take that step or that leap of faith they be talking about, and know for surety that you're going to be successful. Because one thing that I have learned, from reading the Quran and the Bible, saying faith without works count for nothing. But not only that, Allah says in the Quran, and Brother Vaughn always hear me say this, Allah places not a burden on you that you cannot bear. See, he already told you that you had the victory. You know what I'm saying? Because he said he's not gonna place nothing on you that you can't handle. So that letting you know you can handle it. If he put it on you, you can handle it. He knows what your stress points are. You know what I'm saying? If he put it on you, he already told you that he was not a burden on you that you can't handle. That means that whatever he put on you, he know that you can handle. You just got to be willing to jump out there and deal with it.
Yes, sir.
So you got to be able to move forward. Now, to your point as to how, we deal with this thing, the political thing or whatever. First of all, we got to get out of that education system. You know what I'm saying? Because all they do is teach us how to be in servitude to them. You don't teach us how to get out there and do for self. You know what I'm saying? Teach us how to depend on them. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and I thank Brother Michael for reminding me of this, you know what I'm saying? Without even saying it, but the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, go ahead. He ain't never said, see, people, we got that bad thing saying that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said don't work for the white man. But what he said, give him an honest 8 hours.
That's right.
Learn what you can learn from them and then bring it back to your community. You know what I'm saying? And build it up. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean just go back there and give them trinkets, you know what I'm saying? Tell them about nothing. Now go and set up shop. And then hire the people in your community. Teach them what it is you learn from him. You know what I'm saying? And then employ your people in your community. Now with my aim, and I'm going back to what you were talking about, my aim and my purpose. I found my aim and my person, after that, my spin, in Devil's Dungeon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the Devil's Dungeon, you know what I'm saying? When I came out, I graduated from Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? National Schools of Construction and Research, you know what I'm saying? Education, Research, and Construction. You know what I'm saying? So that was my skill set, construction, building houses, you know what I'm saying? But that wasn't the purpose Allah had for me, you know what I'm saying? Because I would have never thought that I would have been in somebody's kitchen cooking, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For other people, you know what I'm saying? But I should have known because my father cooked. All the males in my family cook. You know what I'm saying?
In your DNA, baby.
You know what I'm saying? So when I homed in on when Allah gave me my purpose, you know what I'm saying? Now I got an aim, something to shoot for. You know what I'm saying? So now I fell in love with cooking and everything. And I went to and started working on the boats, you know what I'm saying, as a chef on the boats, you know what I'm saying? And I started seeing how they was ordering things. I'm learning everything it is about the restaurant business from being there, watching them, being in their kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Watching how they take orders and stuff like that. Now, guess what? With Brother Vaughn pushing me again, you know what I'm saying? I started jumping out there doing my own thing, cooking for people, you know what I'm saying? Cooking cakes. Brother Vaughn knows we used to cook cakes and sell them, you know what I'm saying? And everything for the people at the mosque and everything. And then I just started cooking meals, you know what I'm saying? It even got to the point where I was over his house barbecuing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I started developing my skill, you know what I'm saying? And so right now, they bring me to where I'm at right now, which is my aim to be, have my own business, you know what I'm saying, in the food industry, you know what I'm saying? So I can use that as a means of not only giving back, but also to teach other people so that they can have something, they can develop some skills and they have something to fall back on so they won't have to depend on, others, you know what I'm saying, to do for them what they can do for self, So, but you got to have faith, you know what I'm saying? You got to have you got to be grounded in some type of spirituality, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to be successful without it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Now,
yes, sir.
Yeah. A part of on piggybacking on something Brother Michael said, with them throwing their games in and playing both sides, getting in the middle and playing both sides. Part of that also was divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so, also we heard Honorable Elijah Muhammad say that 95%. All we got to do that unity. That's 95% of our success is our unity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, part of what we do as individuals trying to bring our people together is like Brother was saying earlier. Brother Thomas was saying about being able to trust and coming together. Then Brother Vaughn was saying that's a universal thing about trusting, and it's just not being able to trust your own people, just being able to trust people in business, period, and just being able to trust. But our unity, once the part, man, the Christ consciousness is what's coming back. 95, 99% of Christianity is waiting for Jesus of 2,000 years ago to come back, and they're gonna be totally disappointed. But the Christ consciousness, when the majority of the people really began to sincerely go inwardly to become that God, little g, that they are, and permeate that energy out, the Christ consciousness energy out. And then we began to come together, teaching each other. See, the evil spirit of the world darkness can't even exist in the light. It don't matter how much darkness you bring. I can turn my cell phone light on and it's gonna pierce that darkness. You know what I'm saying? So as we become more enlightened in ourselves, and we share these things that we sharing with each other right now with the people we come in contact in, and we make them more familiar with that little g in them, then we would pray that goes from us to the ones that we come in contact in, to the ones that they come in contact with, to the ones that they come in contact in, till that spirit of Christ consciousness is what is the overwhelming spirit of the planet.
Praise be. You could say something, Brother Michael?
Yeah, I was gonna say a balance. A balance is so we dealing with the fear. We dealing with those who because there's nothing wrong with getting a job and working to take care of your family. Nothing wrong. Elijah Muhammad taught us about the fall of America. It is something wrong with totally depending on that as if it's going to always be there for you. So the balance is, we have those among us who are not afraid and who move out. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where what Brother Thomas is talking about, too slick, where Elijah Muhammad said 95% of our problems will be solved by our unity. And so if you're afraid and I'm not, then there's the solution. How do we pool our efforts? See,
yes, sir.
The trust issue, through fellowship you bond. Through bond you grow to love. Through love you can deal in truth, and when you can deal in truth, you can trust.
Trust.
So the process to develop trust comes in those principles of, we got to come together in order to know that we can trust.
Exactly.
We bond spiritually to know that we can love.
Yes, sir.
To express ourselves totally. Then once that love is developed, then we could deal in truth with each other. Brother, your shit stink right now. Oh,
yes,
sir. So we can deal truthfully with one, and when we know that we can deal truthfully with one another, and I don't get bent out of shape because you telling me the truth, you can establish trust. They have no question, and it's through that process.
Bro, Michael froze up on us.
Yeah, boy.
Yes, sir.
Got your back. There you go. There you
froze up, bro. You was going hot, bro.
So in order for us to bring the balance, see, because then you gotta understand self. What is self? Self, the true self is the essence, the God.
Yes.
So it's only one God. So your essence and my essence is the same essence. It's one.
That's right.
We trust. Self-preservation is the first law of nature, but self goes beyond me. Once and I'm growing into the knowledge of self. If we say Pul Huwa Allahu Ahad, say He Allah. You understand what I'm saying? He Allah, Brother Thomas and Brother Michael. I want He Allah, Brother Vaughn and Brother Slick. are one. See, when we get that concept of self, you know what I'm saying? Then we can pool our efforts to say that, hey man, this brother right here, when he in his lane, that's just right in her lane. Man, I'm with that. I can back that. Let me just get to know them a little better. See, let me bond with them. Let me grow to love them. Let me see if they can deal in truth, so I know that I can trust them. You understand what I'm saying? Then we could do this. You ain't got to be the one that jump out there. Keep your job as long as they let you have it. But pull your efforts with somebody who ain't scared to not have no damn job.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And show us what you know. What do you know? What do you do? Oh, you do that? Oh, we'll clock in and do that. And I do this. And I'm gonna clock in and do this. And let's go, man. Let's get it.
Sir.
You said something very strong, brother. And you know, this is part of, like I said, I'm taking all the keywords and I'm listening to all my brothers are speaking. I think the heaviest weight to bench press is if you put 2 plates with truth on each end. That'd be the heaviest weight to push, because truth it's so powerful. You can't escape it. This is why we always deal in mathematics and science, because you can't lie on it. You know, it doesn't matter where it comes from. You can't lie on science and mathematics. And this is why we talk about systems, purpose, all these things that we're speaking about. And then when you do come into this season where you see so many people in doubt and in fear, because, you know, like brother was saying, they don't have that purpose, or they're scared to move out. Or if they see somebody who's actually moving out on faith, it looks like a mad, you know, faith and courage look like a madman to a coward. You know, you see what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because,
sir.
you know, people say, you know, I'm gonna get my own job. Man, you crazy, you know, and get my own business. And some of my people say, you crazy, you're not gonna make it. They start putting doubt in your head. They're not gonna support you. We're lazy. No, we start feeding stereotyping, giving that life instead of saying, hey, brother, how much does it cost? Hey, sister, how much that cost? What do you need? What kind of product do you have? What kind of service do you have? And there's not one brother on here or period that knows that if you got business, I support you. Who said if I got it, you got it. When Brother Michael got his book, man, say less. We even did a podcast on it, which I will play again for. That was one of the most powerful podcasts I did with brother when he shared his personal life, and that takes courage.
Yeah, that was a beautiful book there, boy.
That is a very beautiful book. Plug that book, brother Michael. What's the name of your book, brother?
I think I got it. Hold on, let me see if I got it.
That's how it works, man. You got to plug your brothers. See, we bring into fruition what we're talking about. You see what I'm saying? We're not just talking just to be talking, but the brother had a powerful book. He reached out and said, hey, man, can you support my book? You guys,
Kept that book at work. Yes, sir. Kept it at work. Yes, sir.
Beautiful book. The brother spoke about his life, you know what I'm saying, his transformation. And that book alone, from where the brother came from, that walk, that courage, you know what I'm saying, finding those of like mind, help pull him in. And then, you know, the beauty of it is that, you know, his brother Thomas and the beautiful mom, Miss Betty, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Betty. I know she's gonna hear this, but shout out to Miss Betty. But that whole transformation, that signifies with faith, purpose, and actually walking out on what you believe in. And it's important, you know what I'm saying? So when people say and they get so caught up in this, you know, who's going to be in office and who's going to be in charge, you submit to the wrong God, because those guys don't serve purpose of life. This is why you're always disappointed every 4 years, every 8 years, every cycle, and you try to find which snake you're gonna give your life to. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any logical sense. So, man, that's something beautiful. So I just want to, Brother Michael, can you please plug your book, brother? Because I'm trying to make sure you get them sales in.
Yeah, they're walking.
Oh, right here. I'm plugging them in right now.
Bring it back a little bit, brother.
Pull it back.
Oh, man, hold on, let me see.
There you
There you go. Right there.
Right there, right there.
Walking the road to recovery, 9 steps in motion. You dig?
But
Yes, sir.
we're about that.
That's a beautiful thing, Brother Thomas. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, bro. I used to keep this book at work with me, bro.
No
I
doubt.
used to read this, man. Yeah.
All right, praise be to Allah. But brothers, for the sake of time, man, this is a beautiful cipher. I know the listener audience learned a lot. And we're looking to do this weekly with the brothers, to come in and actually share their experiences. And one thing we can definitely learn from every brother that spoke here, every man has a purpose, and it's still definitely sharp still, because every brother on here and outside of here has, linked on one another to be a step closer to where their destination to be wants to, actually take place. So we're gonna go down the list for closing words. Let's start with Brother Thomas, aka Two Snake, Mr. Healthy, Mr. Blueberry, Mr. Strawberry, Mr. Raspberry, Mr. Smoothie. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
What you got
sir.
for us in closing, brother?
And you know what? It's the first thing that came on the top of my dome. In the paraphrase and my roundup to all of what was said. In the words of my brother Anthony Muhammad, it don't stop till the casket drop and they throw the dirt on top, baby.
Come on,
Keep
man.
grinding, keep grinding, keep grinding.
Yeah.
All right, Brother Michael. Closing words, brother.
Yes. I heard Earl Nightingale say that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say that true freedom is in the world of ideas. And he also said that the universe is like a big mammary gland, and you pull on it, and it'll serve us. And then the great Milton D. Muhammad, Allah rest his soul, said, every answer to your prayer come through people, places, and things, and time and condition will determine how soon you receive. So in our imagination, if we could embrace the idea and in our imagination receive it as if it already has taken place, that's the pull on the universe that'll walk us into the people, places, and things that we need to accomplish the desires of our heart.
Yes, sir.
Closing words, my brother. Good words, Brother Michael.
I just say this, brother. Men sharpen men like steel sharpen steel. And we got to stay focused, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nothing deter us. Have the faith that, the God within is going to pull you through. You know what I'm saying? If you keep him as the apex of everything, keep him in the midst of everything. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be successful, but you can't nothing beat you. You know what I'm saying? Can't nothing defeat you.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Just keep God as the head and as the light. And
That's
that
right.
beat, just follow that light, brother. Stay in the light.
That's
Come on through the darkness. You know what I'm saying?
No
So I
doubt.
just say, brothers, you know what I'm saying? Continue to be focused, you know what I'm saying? And to shoot for the stars, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
It might seem kind of far, bro, but they closer than what you think. You know what I'm saying?
yes, sir.
We already there, baby. We are one with the universe. We are.
Praise, man. I love the energy, brother. This was definitely a good cipher. And part of the BLXCR talk show, we're looking to be positive. So many negative things are out there. And as brothers may know, we're looking to strengthen our community a little bit more, have these more serious dialogues. We don't have to go low and be filthy just to have content. We can use our intelligence, and like the brother said, the God within us to elevate, manifest what we want and who we should be. You know what I'm saying? Let's not be devils. Let's strive to be God, little G. You know what I'm saying? That's the most honorable thing that we can strive to be. The beautiful title is Muslim. It's not per se the religion aspect of it, but the definition of it. One who submits their will to the will of God. Who wouldn't want that title? It's not a religious thing, it's a lifestyle. So we want to make sure that, we continue these conversations on a weekly basis. You catch our blogs, because, I didn't plug myself. We also, if you go to my website, you can catch the podcast also with daily blogs that's definitely sent out. And please join us. Send us your email and you get information that was going on. And I also have a clothing line called One Village, One Fight, where it's a clothing line that brings us together into something positive. You can check that out on my website on Brother LaVon X Community Reporting. And you'll be happy to hear that Brother Thomas, aka Too Slick, has created me a nice jingle, and you're definitely gonna start hearing that as well.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
know, so I'm trying to catch the brother where I have my budget to keep up with him, you know, because once you start making it big, all of a sudden there's payment plans, and I gotta call his manager, his agent, you know what I'm saying? And numbers start changing, all of a sudden,
I'm gonna keep you plugged in, bro. You always plugged in.
yeah, so give him greetings. He starts saying hello to you, like, hey, what's going on? So but I want to thank every single last brother that came onto the program today, and God willing, we do it again. So, as a matter of fact, Brother Thomas, TE, give us the closing prayer out, brother, and then we conclude our meeting, brother. Give us a little prayer because you was on the road today, brother.
Oh,
Damn it,
Sir,
brother.
you the man.
Come on.
yes, sir. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, Merciful, brother. Thank Allah for this beautiful podcast, and I pray that He bless continue to bless each and every one of the brothers and those who are listening as well, and their family members and loved ones, and keep them in good health and spirit. Amen.
I mean, all right, brothers. Appreciate your brothers, man. Love y'all, man. Let's do it again, brothers.
Yes, sir.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, family.
Walaikum.
Well, as you can hear behind me, the crowd is going wild. They're waiting on Brother LaVon X to give his next report. The brother has been very informative, and everyone is so excited about his next form of information. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Von X.
Information, conversation, stories too, maybe an interview. Brother, just keep it cool. We loving what you do, showing us self-respect.